it's a fun idea,
I
honestly. It's
need
why I call
this.
high
Oh,
five.
no, wait. Now we're going. Look at this. Welcome, everybody. We're talking about getting started with Web3 in 2025. We have the wonderful Karima that's going to be joining us today. And we're going to go through all the things that you need to know if you're thinking about AI agents, crypto, AI agents, all those things. There's a high demand of people wanting to know about that. So we decided to do a whole live stream talking about the solutions out there for you. If you're watching live, do hashtag live, or if you're watching on the replay, hashtag replay. Let us know what you're trying to create. Where are you on your journey, either more in the crypto space, or if you're going to go more AI agents and trying to just utilize different things, let us know, and we're going to be answering your questions. Now, we're talking about this document about Web3 and the basic definitions. And at the end, we're going to also talk about a new solution that we're going to be talking about, what Karima's working on, but just to have a basics of what we're going to be talking about, because a lot of people are overwhelmed and don't know where to start. We're going to talk about the definition of what Web3 is, making sure you understand the different examples of blockchain, artificial intelligence, what's going on with machine learning, different avenues that you can start learning and thriving with these different things. And then Karima is going to also talk about what she's building, and we're going to be building it out live and talking about what she needs to do as well. So to begin, if we're looking at Web3, what's the basics? It's the third version of internet services. Let's just make it very basic. Karima, jump in whatever you want as we go through that. And we're going to be breaking down, we're going to be looking at blockchain technology, crypto. We're going to look at artificial intelligence and machine learning. Karima, could you talk about yourself a little bit, where you are in the crypto space, and then tackle the blockchain in that section if you could?
Blockchain, so much fun. Now, hi, I'm Karima Digital, and thank you for having me on. I've been in crypto for about 7 years now, community building, marketing, and growing. It's been super fun. I don't even want to do a whole accolades. That's not important right now. I think that what's important is that I really love getting people into crypto and into new technology, into new opportunities, at least for people to know enough to make a decision for themselves. I'm not like preaching the good word, like you have to be converted, but you at least have to be educated enough to make your own informed decision. And that's ideally what I love to do when it comes to crypto and AI. Recently, AI agents. I recently got into we all got into AI recently, I guess, with ChatGPT. But as far as the agents, I've been very into agents because I've been into the way that they can make the life easier for a lot of people. And in crypto, I don't know, my light is like weird, but in crypto, like with agents, there is a conversation around tokens and all this other stuff. But it's a bigger picture to me. Like it's a lot bigger stuff happening. Like if an agent can improve my motherhood, I'm buying it. You know how many moms are buying an agent that will help them manage the load of a household? Like the world of agents are basically like these. It's ChatGPT, but it can do something. It can make a decision based off of goals that you set for it. And so that's what makes it, to me, that's how I define an agent. It's like it's sentient enough to make a decision to do something based off of a goal that you ask it. It's not just a reply bot or a chat bot. It's actually like taking actions for you based off of the information that you have. So you can still use GBT and all that good stuff. I used Claude to come up with like a new spiritual plan for me for the new year. But the part about it that is not helpful is that it stays in Claude. And now I have to take it out. I have to do stuff to it. I have to add it to Google Calendar. I have to literally turn it into, I have to build my own product for my life. And there's going to be an agent that's going to take care of all of that. There are already agents that are close to it. Like I've already played with one of them that sends you your daily calendar text message for the day. You can text this stuff like crazy. So it's getting there, and it's going to be affordable. It's going to be affordable for people to use. It's not going to be too expensive. So that was kind of my spill on agents. We can go back to blockchain.
No, this is good. Listen, passion right there. That's what I love seeing. So yeah, let's break down. Let's talk about crypto, and then we're going to go right into agents. In the comment section down below, wherever you're watching, let us know, what are you interested in? Some people are interested in making money. Some are interested in the technology, how they could actually package it to sell it. Karima just gave you a great idea, having an agent for a niche market. But if you're looking for how do I apply this, where would I find my target audience, all of those things, let us know in the chat below. Again, as we go into this crypto section and some people asking how to make money, I've already seen in the comments, keep in mind, this is not financial advice or going through this. We're talking about the technology and going through that. If you want more financial advice or anything that Karima is doing, make sure you join her community on Twitter. But let's get into it. Tell us a little bit about blockchain and tell us about crypto and that kind of technology.
Well, yeah, the first financial advice is don't listen to anybody as official financial advice in crypto and blockchain. Be careful. That is the first thing. And the second thing is that the best financial advice is going to come from your own internet researching and your group chat of friends that are trying to do the same thing as you. They're going to look out for you. They're going to they're making the same decisions as you. That's actually the first step and probably the most important part of crypto and understanding is of getting involved is the fact that it is a self-led journey, which means that once you're interested, no one can do the learning for you. No one can do the transactions for you. It would almost be like asking someone to run your wallet for you. You wouldn't want that. And so it's the same thing with crypto. You learn on your own so that you're able to function and be sovereign and really own your own money. If someone has to do it for you, the same thing as using the bank or Cash App, right? You're not even benefiting from what cryptocurrency can do, which we can get into after that. So the first thing is, really understanding that it is a self-led journey and it will be like that for a while. But when because of that, you get rewarded. As an early mover, you're rewarded. And that's why people are in crypto so much. Even for me, I interacted with a virtuals protocol, which is an easy place to launch your own AI agent. And because of that, I've gotten my airdrops have equaled over $1,000 in the last 2 weeks of just free money. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? I just minted this and bought this. And I just experimented and it wasn't hard. And that was a benefit for me of crypto. So that's the first thing. And I say the second thing is that joining a community will be the next best thing that you can do. This is not something that you're supposed to do alone. This is not an alone journey. It's really not. It's something for you to do with community, for you to do in community. One, because most people are here to make money, which means that you're all trying to change your life, which means that you all have something that you have a shared purpose, which means you're going to be more motivated to help each other out. And when you enter in other communities, you'll be able to find your way. If you get active on Twitter, you'll be able to find your way. You join my community, I can help you find a way into things you like. But there'll be other people who can put you on to stuff. When you want to know about a token early, it's because in the group chat, somebody shouted out or so on and so forth. And so I say that would be the next best part and that support also, like the mental support, because some of your friends and family aren't going to be doing this. And that's okay. You don't need them to do this. You don't need them to thrive in this, but you do need to have community. And so I guess before getting into the tech, and Doc, let me know if you wanted to add anything. I feel like those are the really important things for people to understand when venturing in and exploring this industry.
I think that's a great starting point. I think putting guardrails around that, because it's really easy to just deep dive and just go all the way crazy with that. But having a framework, these fundamentals, I think it's going to serve them well in whatever they want to do with technology and moving forward with AI or anything like that. So yeah. I think those were great guidelines and what you should do before we jump in. Love it.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because it's put the floaties on before you jump all the way in. You don't even know how to swim yet, and you're trying to deep dive in the big pool, and then you're going to drown and get mad at everybody else. Now, or some of us drown and get back up. All right, I'm not doing that again. And but that shouldn't have to be everyone's experience. That you just get baptized or you get hazed to get into crypto and to make the next money. You get hazed by losing your private keys and hazed by the dumb stuff that we do, clicking random links. And I don't want people to go through that. And that's why having community is important. You can be like, that's how I joined. Actually, I was tweeting should I join BitConnect? And BitConnect was a Ponzi scheme. I didn't know. I was new. And 3 people was like, no, don't do it. And then they ended up putting me in their group chat. And we've been in the same group chat for 6 years now. And helping each other out was really important. But they helped me not get into a Ponzi, because I was gonna be like, oh, I get $100 back. So, that part is helpful. We could just break down, I know I was rambling, but break down crypto or what is crypto, what is Web3, are the words interchangeable? They kind of are interchangeable. It's kind of like awkward explaining them. Web3, I think, is just a new internet of money. It's a new internet of how you interact with money. And that's probably the easiest way to think about it. And how tech and money interact with each other.
I like that. I like it. What do you see right now? I see DAOs and then DeFi. What have you seen? What's going on?
What do you mean?
If there are any other things that I missed. So, well, I guess let's go with this.
Oh,
Crypto, more currency, NFTs, right? Could you give examples of these four? I think that might be helpful. Could you
oh
give
yeah.
examples of the four?
Yeah, cryptocurrency would be Bitcoin. That would be the best example for a cryptocurrency, the leader, the all. It is a form of value that is on a distributed ledger. So it's public, which means that anybody can see the transactions happening. It is decentralized, meaning that there are many forces around the world keeping this together, and that one entity cannot take, or that's the thing, cannot take it down. It is censorship resistance, and it is borderless. It can be sent anywhere, and it is censorship resistant because it is decentralized on the blockchain, and there's not one entity that's running it. That is a cryptocurrency and the most core values of any true cryptocurrency. And those are the things that you'll see people debating about all day long, especially decentralization. So Ethereum is another example of a cryptocurrency. The main difference between Ethereum and Bitcoin is Ethereum is more programmable, which means that you can build apps on top of this money. Isn't that crazy? It's like, y'all could build an app on $1? Like, but yes, you can literally, like, the value of money, and it will function with your app. And that is kind of like the basis or the best way to explain Ethereum. And those are the main examples and two examples of crypto or cryptocurrencies.
I love it. Great. Keep it going. Let's go with NFT. Let's do it.
All right. So for NFTs, they're basically one of ones, like collectibles. So one cryptocurrency, one Bitcoin equals 21 Satoshis is denominated by Satoshis. Like $1 is 100 cents. But for NFT, one NFT equals one NFT. There's no like denotated, divided value. You cannot divide it. One costs 100. It's always going to be 100 unless the value of that goes up or down, but you can never get half of an NFT. NFTs became popular, and well, they have been around for a long time. The first time they were popular was the Crypto Kitties, but I'll bring up a more relevant. They became popular in 2021, where Bored Apes and all these other collections that became very, very sensational, and people would have these profile pictures. And really, NFTs, they became a utility for social status more than anything, even though at its core, they're a utility for collecting art. They're a utility for artists to be able to get royalties on their art and get the proper ownership of their art and IP. So like, NFTs have a bigger picture, but how they've served their purpose in crypto has been social status. If you buy NFT with a certain collection, it usually represents some kind of status thing, item about you. You got money, you're cool. Hard on this, hard on the bunny here. But, and think of like your individual Pokemon cards. Each of those can be an NFT, right? You wouldn't rip up your Pokemon card to sell it. That would devalue the asset. So that's another way to think about a collectible and how NFT is, but the digital version. Can't I screenshot it? Yes, you can screenshot it. And that is the part, but you don't own it. And you can't make money from it, and you can't make royalties from it. And if you do screenshot and you don't own it, you put yourself liable for whatever legal ramifications come from that, depending on who owns that NFT. So that's kind of a basis of how NFTs work and what they do. Next, we'll go to DAOs. Hey, chat. So
great. It's coming in. Keep going. Okay, knock it out. Come on, let's go.
So DAOs are basically like group chats with bank accounts. Okay, they're your way of handling money together in an organization, But DAOs are funny to me because they still need work. A lot of these things need work, but to me, the ideal is like we all We all are together. We are collective. We have a shared idea, and we want to see this purpose come through. Maybe we all want a community garden. So we pile money into this DAO, and then we have a multi-sig wallet that controls it, which means that a certain amount of members of this DAO have to sign the wallet before the money is deployed, right? So now as a group, we get to like manage our money together for a shared purpose, and that is what DAOs allow you to do. Now, the fallacy with DAOs, and not the fallacy, but like the part, the other side of it is that like everybody has to stay active. And what happens a lot is that people don't stay active, and it becomes like one person running it. And they're like, what's the point of that? And so I think DAOs they still have a future. I think the more people get more digital with their money and squad wealth and learning how to make their money work together, that they will like still be popping. Like right now, the best use case for DAOs are investment DAOs. So you're able to get exposure to other assets. It's like an index fund for crypto. You're able to get exposure to other assets by which the DAO votes on which asset to buy. So that right now is the most active use case to my knowledge of, and outside of like DeFi for how DAOs work. And so DeFi is decentralized finance. It's basically Goldman Sachs eating Tide Pods. Don't you think that's but no, so it's like it's what you can do with traditional finance, but it's like taken to another level because it's not one entity in control of it. So for DeFi, for me, that's harder to explain in the best way, but I'll give an example of DeFi in action. So I wanted to buy a car and I needed money to buy a car, and I didn't have any cash, but I did have crypto, and the market was doing well. So what I did was I took a loan. I went to a platform and I connected my wallet. I did not apply. I did not share my name. I did not share my credit score, none of that. I connected my wallet. I took a loan out against my own money, my own collateral. So this was a collateralized loan. It was 100% backed by my own money, but I still was able to take a loan out against it. And I used that cash to buy my car. And then like what I was supposed to do was I was supposed to just pay back the loan over time because it's my own money. So I'm my own, like I could just lose that money if I don't pay it back, or I can still keep that money and pay it back over time. You see how it's working? I hope I'm not being confusing about it. But basically, I gave myself a loan with crypto, and you can't do that with anything else. Like you can't finance yourself. You have to get credit score, whatever. I was able to give myself a loan with crypto and pay that loan back. Here's the funny part. I never paid it back. I never paid that loan back, and I did not get penalized for it. The only penalization was that I didn't get my initial collateral back. Haha, no, just kidding. Joke's on you. The value of the asset went up. So actually the loan owed me money. So years later, I made money from that loan. Years later, I made like $1,500 off of that loan. Like I was and like it was like maybe a $6,000 loan. I can't remember. But like this is DeFi in action. This is like basically me explaining to you how I'm working with money in a different way than what you would do in a traditional bank. In a traditional bank, you got to walk in, you got to have, and sometimes you know how it is. Some other factors come into play when you can get a loan or whatever. But with DeFi, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you are, what you look like, what you smell like, what your credit score is. It matters what do you have, how are you interacting with it, what's in your wallet, and that's it. That's DeFi. Boom.
Thank you very much. No, and if you want to see examples of this and people are like, oh, I can't believe they're talking about it, they don't know. Listen, we've been doing this for a couple of years. And if you're in crypto, you know it feels like it's been 90 years and it's been like 3 years. But I would like to say it's highly speculative. Things can move very quickly. And depending on your appetite for anxiety or also for things moving, this might not be a great thing because it's so speculative. When you're doing these things, we can have a whole other conversation. We're doing NFTs, being in different DAOs, all those things. It's a lot, but keep in mind, this is just one aspect of Web3. It's popping off now. I'm seeing all of the search volume is going up again from Web3 and crypto like it was 2000, It was 2021. But keep in mind, there are a lot of things that you have to look at. Just like Karima was talking about, go into communities, learn things, don't be reactive, and talk to people. And that's it. In the comment section down below, let us know what you're looking to do. It's more than just, I would like to make money. Talk about, are you trying to learn a new skill? Are you trying to learn AI agents, how to use them? How are you going to be using machine learning? Let us know more details in the chat, and then we'll be able to give examples. All right. So now we're going to go into more of AI, artificial intelligence, and then also talking about different agents and things like that. Again, we have a whole video down below talking about this, but this was a question that a lot of people were asking. Am I too late? Can I do this? That's why we're doing this, to give you an overview of where you want to go and all of those things. As we go into artificial intelligence, I'm just letting you know, Karima is about to go on a whole spiel talking about
AI agents. AIG. I'm still learning AIG and IDE. So you have to do those two.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I'm still learning those.
Okay.
But I'll do agents after you do. I'll do the last. I'll do it last. You gotta spell it. You gotta change it.
What did I do? What did I do?
It's Agnets.
No. Go back. What did I say again? I'm sorry.
It says under AGI for AI agents.
Oh, look, I just can't spell. That's all. That's all that happens. That's dyslexia. It doesn't matter if you've got stuff or going on. No, that's just good old fashioned dyslexia.
All the time. I'll see 45. I'm like, oh, it's 54. And
So,
my friend does it too. It's crazy.
I'm sorry, I didn't even see it. That's why people just gotta tell me. I have no shame. It's like, I didn't even see that. If it doesn't tell me, like, if it didn't come up red, like, shoot, I didn't see it. So what we're talking about is artificial general intelligence. And so that is AGI. Now, that is a concept that you'll hear almost, I don't want to say it's like a rallying cry or like this whimsical thing that will happen in the future. The bottom line is we just haven't hit that yet. But when that hits, that will allow AI to learn, understand, and perform tasks like a human. That's what an AGI is. So there are a lot of companies, OpenAI, Replit, are trying to predict when that happens. Now, they keep moving the goalposts. So they're like, end of 2026. Well, we've heard that it was supposed to happen before. So that is just a concept. If you hear it in the, online, or if people are talking about AGI, that's just talking about the concepts of computers getting to the point of humans. So that's artificial general intelligence. There are a lot of things right now that are getting close, but it's just not there yet. So the TLDR is, that's why we're going to talk about agents. That's why we're going to talk about IDEs, because it's not there yet. But you might hear people scared of, well, when AGI starts, no one will have any jobs. Or when AGI goes this way, now it's over for humans.
Right.
It's just not the case. It's just not the case. Instead of fear, I look for opportunities. How can you use Web3? How can you use artificial intelligence to make your life easier, to help more of your community, how you can be more proficient and save time and energy to live your best life? So that's how I view all of these tools. And if you want to hear more, like it's going to be the next apocalypse, go to another channel, because there's tons on YouTube about how this is going to end. But I view it as this is going to really advance businesses in your life and be able to focus on your family and friends. So
like
go from there.
Yeah, I mean, I was second guessing on you, or second, because I'm like, the AI stuff, you can get all doom and gloom with it. I mean, I did tweet. I wonder what the first crime that the government's going to blame on AI, or somebody's going to blame on AI, like the first real crime. It's going to happen. It's going to happen soon. Like something's going to happen, and it's going to be an issue. But hey, that's not our problem. The world's going world, right? We got to live in it, and we have to enjoy our family and use this stuff to make our lives even more better, worth living. So I think that's what agents will be able to do for people, is really create a world where the mental burden or the mental load that we've created for ourselves is relieved through the work of agents. And then the way that agents are built, that it'll be something that's actually scalable, that most people can experience. And again, I was explaining earlier, And there are different definitions, especially when you get into the actual AI researchers and you get balls deep into it. People have their different definitions, but I think of the word agentic and I think of the word action. And an AI agent is an AI that can take actual action beyond just prompt from a prompt, beyond just a prompt. So thinking of now, you go in ChatGPT and you come up with a workout plan, right? And then after that, that's your workout plan. It's in ChatGPT. Now you got to copy and paste it in your notes and follow it. But like, what if there was an agent that knew the day that texts you, "Hey, did you get your workout in today?" And they ask you for the report. Like, there's some apps that do it, but it's a more sentient thing where there's a personalized thing, not a random notification. It's something that's asking you your business about what's going on with you. And so that is what makes it special. It's these things of AI that have context to do certain actions for you. And what I kind of explained was hella niche. I can go a little bit simpler. An agent can an agent can take your podcast transcripts and turn it into timestamps, turn it into tweets and emails all in one go. I've seen somebody just build this like last week. We were just talking about this. I saw somebody build it, but that's what an agent can do. It has context on how to do marketing. It has context on how to pull all these things. So you put in your video, and because it has context, it's able to do that stuff for you. It's not just a random generated prompt. It's not just you super prompting your life away. Like, no, it's already programmed. It has that context programmed in it already. So that's what agents are able to do. They can take action. In crypto, AI agents have currently taken the place of meme coins as far as narrative and attention, which means that people are speculating on tokens that are representing an agent. And right now in crypto, there are agents that can do lots of things. But the most popular ones are the ones that are yappers. They just be talking online. And that will die out soon. So I would say don't ape your money into any like agent because it's cool and it can talk. Like, okay, that's going to die soon. What's happening is people are looking at the frameworks of these what these agents are built on and investing in those tokens and those companies and like looking at that. So that's not financial advice, but that's also just more of a better strategy. Like, go for the foundation, not for the lower leaves, right? Um, and so in the space, that's right. Well, right now, I was kind of getting through what people are investing and what's happening with crypto. So there are tokens that are assigned to an agent that represent the perceived value of an agent. It's the same thing as a meme coin, especially because a lot of these agents don't have a real utility other than entertainment. You can tweet at it and like think I told Luna to drop and give me 50. I told Luna to dance. I was like twerk. Like I really was making her dance. Luna is an agent. She's like probably the most popular agent. I think she has a TikTok. She streams on her own. And Luna has certain goals of hitting 50 billion market cap. And she has to do things to hit that market cap. So that's an example of a crypto AI agent. She is online, she is aware financially, she's making decisions financially, and then she's also doing things to get to her market cap. Luna just got hired. This agent just got hired by another blockchain to be its intern. It's full-time intern. So agents are taking it's a world. I won't say they're taking anything because we get tired of AI so fast. And there's this another thing I'm going to talk about like called the dead internet theory that's getting popular that like people will retreat. Well, I didn't read all. I just read the paragraph on Wikipedia, but it's an interesting idea that basically like AI will be too much and people will just retreat to places on the internet with real people. Like they'll go. That's what's going to happen because people will get tired of that. Like who wants to hear about this? After it's cool, but for a brand account, it's cool. But after a while, it's like I'm trying to talk to a flesh and blood person.
Well, and that's the thing. A lot of times it just came in the news about Facebook and Meta talking about how much they're going to flood agents being on their platform and things like that. So a lot of people are worried about that or not happy with some of those declarations. I would just say, similar to what you mentioned, look at AI agents as able to do tasks that you wouldn't want to perform. Now, some might push back and they're like, well, what's the difference between using automation like Make or Zapier or things like that? You just mentioned the example of like a podcast and then it became all these other pieces of content. Well, the difference is when you're using automation, right now, you're still adding it as modules or prompting it to do different steps. When you're looking at agents, they do not need to have the input of a human to tell them the steps. It's already understanding the summary of the action that you need to take, and then it will basically patrol itself to get that done. So there are some that are using Flowise or others that are creating marketing agencies where they're having different agents. One is a copywriter, one is going to be a project manager. And so it's going to be able to basically go through feedback loops before it's doing the output. So there are a lot of things I would say. If someone's fearful of this, think about, you still need to have human input to create original ideas and to think about the structure of what that is. So think about, instead of you doing the actual copywriting, now you're in the position as a manager of all of these different entities. So you can move a lot quicker, you managing all of these different forces and these different AI agents. But don't just, you know, try it out, learn how these things are being created, and then go from there. Before we go on, remember too, there's two different things that we want to make sure that you have access to. Both are free. It's the AI agents for beginners. The link is down below. And a lot of people are worried about or thinking about, how do they actually make money with AI and no code? There's a free report. This is our third year doing it, showing all of the reports of what's happening in the industry, who's making money, what platforms are they using, what are they, it goes on and on. So we talk about all the top no code platforms, the AI platforms, and it's all free. We do this every single year. This is our third edition. And I think it's going to be very insightful. A lot of people think, well, I just got to build apps for people. That actually is not the most profitable sector for using no code and AI. This is brought to you by low code engineers. So this is a collaboration that we're doing. It's a lot of good insights. And if you're interested in actually having a lot of your low code or dev work done, we have a full platform that you can actually get experts to do it. So similar to Upwork, but we do all the vetting for low code or no code projects. That's what we do. The link is going to be down below. And all those things we already said, free. Let's get right back into it. So Karima, anything else before we go into IDEs or anything like that?
I'm interested in learning about IDE. Well, no, I want to hear the name of this company that is, they create like a marketing swarm to do tasks, like a project manager, a copywriter. Like, I want to see.
Oh yeah.
I want to hear about them.
Okay. We're gonna have to. Okay, we gotta do.
Well, not right now. I just want the
Yeah.
link right now.
Okay, I'll send you the link. This one basically, if anyone has used it, it's using Flowise. So a lot of times when people are using, and we'll talk about IDEs in a moment, a lot of them are built on structures of just building your own models of what you need. So with Flowise, you can decide on what LLM that you're going to be using, what inputs are you going to have, and then you can actually be building out, similar to a workflow, of these different marketing managers, copywriters, and everything. And you can actually plug it into your own knowledge base, or you can have it scrape and just do best practices. And then you can connect it with a manager that you prompted to tell it, hey, this is what my manager is going to be like. This is all of the things that it needs to know. And then just have it run, and it will keep it going and it will just wait until your inputs start. Yeah. We haven't talked about this. Oh, we got to talk about this. So Flowise is the platform that I would choose, but there's a lot of things that you can be doing with this. And if you look at a lot of people that are building these businesses, they're using this. They're just not telling you. But this has been around for a minute. But Flowise, if you understand, that's what I'm like. If you use
I've been told y'all.
It's good. Listen, Flowise gets easier. And the best thing that I like about it, you can decide if you're going to run it locally, you can do it cloud, you can do whatever you want. There's tons of this guy's great. What is his name? Leon? Great stuff. Does everything about Flowise, but this is really like allows you to build out whatever you want. So the same way that they're building out customer service or customer support, you use the same framework, but you do it as a marketing agency. So you can have, like, say for instance, who are your best copywriters that you know in history? You can put in all of their copy, you can put in their principles, and then structure it that way. Then you say, who's your best graphic designer? What are their principles? Who are your best like subject line writers? Who's your best YouTube thumb creator? You can do all of this and then connect it with a manager and just have it run.
So when you have it run, like if I put, because I have like a project in Claude, and that project has the information to feed the copy, the tone, the brand, the voice. So when I want to produce copy, I will just go to Claude and be like, give me some tweets for this. And then it'll give me tweets because it already knows. How is this different than that?
So that's a great question. So you're going to have, Claude is going to, okay. Claude, if you're going to use artifacts, you're going to do, basically, you're going to have different steps or what it's pulling from different sources to give you the answer, right? Mm-hmm. So you can have this. Imagine this, but it's on steroids. And what I mean by that is you're having Claude do that for that one action. But when you're using something like Flowise, instead, you're having the entire agent go through the reps of producing and then checking with the manager. And the manager now has its own prompts to understand at context, what does it need to fix? So you're having different personalities interacting, basically. So different entities. So Claude is really good. And just like if you're using chat, if it's pulling from your folders, great. It's going to do what you're asking. But when you're using something like Flowise, you can have all of those things separating and for it to check its work. So imagine if you're using an AI, if you're using ChatGPT to do your homework, right? And you're saying, I want to learn division or something like that. I could set up my own agent or its own entity to now check my work and tell me why did I get this wrong? Or showing my work, what is wrong with this? Okay, great. I now have the teacher checking it. But what if I had the principal come into the room and say, great, but this is what you both missed. That's what you're doing with Flowise, of you're able to have several steps as you're going through this to progress the final output. Instead of just having copy for a tweet and you're putting this through, imagine, a lot of people love Alex Hormozi. Imagine you already have Alex Hormozi, look at this based on his 3 books, what would he produce? Then from Alex Hormozi, I want to have an agent that is like Gary Vee. Gary Vee is going to now look at it. Now give me the output. That's what you're going to be able to do with Flowise, where even just having artifacts and having folders using Claude, or if you're using ChatGPT, it's not going to give you the specificity of what you're looking for. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. Does it know, like,
And Shadows, I think, asked, what is the actual use case of Flowise? Yeah. So we just went through one example of that, having the several steps. And the second example would be having more options or more control. If I wanted to build on this to build out a very specific micro app or micro SaaS for my niche audience, I would have more control in the outputs, putting something like this in Flowise. What was your question, Karima? What do you think? I cut you off.
No, you cut me off. I'm just thinking.
It's good stuff. And if people want to hear more about it, again, there's tons of great tutorials. Leon, that's where I learned a lot of his stuff. Great channel. I'm not one of those people like, oh, you can only learn from this channel. Listen, go with channels that are specified or specific in a very specific platform and things like that. Leon does a great job. Yeah, go check him out. And that was a small section of Flowise talking about how you can really deep dive. We're going to talk about one more thing.
Sorry.
No, this is good.
You know, deep in thought. I'm like,
yeah, no, this is good. And let us know in the Shadow's great question. Keep asking questions. This is great. This is, again, we're not showing these are all the answers. These are just options. Yeah. And it is important to weigh the decision, especially when a lot of these things cost money. What would be great for your use case? So great questions. The last one is an IDE. So an IDE is an integrated development environment. Basically, it allows you to have an environment where you can now create something. So why are we talking about an IDE for AI agents? Well, you might have different environments to create things like Replit. Replit allowed you to create different applications,
Oh,
right? But because it was an IDE with agents, it now allows you to program a lot quicker because it's checking your work or looking over your code base and understanding or giving you suggestions. How can you do something better? So if you're seeing something like Replit, Bolt, Lovable, all those things are IDEs, right? They're environments, development environments, using the power of agents to be able to either create something for you or to give a lot of suggestions for the outcome. Now,
okay.
based on what you're doing, the pricing is fluctuating quite a bit depending on what platform you're using, because people are just like the commands and how much they're using these things. Uh, they're pretty impressive, but I like Replit because it gives you a clear indication of my usage and why I'm paying for what I'm paying for, and I appreciate that. Some people might not need this, but I want to know everything that I'm paying for and how can I be smart about my money because I'm cheap. So when you're using an agent or if you're using an assistant, it's two different prices. And depending on the commands or what you're doing, that's where you can learn how you can be more effective. Or do you need to create a PRD before you bring it into this environment? So basically, are you creating a product? What's the R stand for? Document is the D. But basically, are you creating a full spectrum of what your app should be before you put it into an IDE? So if you're coding, basically, are you putting it in the environment? Instead of me saying, I would like you to create YouTube, if I did that in Claude and I had a PRD all created and then put it into an agent, I'm being charged a lot less. So now you're leveraging different systems to make sure that you're efficient with your money. But if you hear IDEs, the bottom line is it's an environment where you can be creating something.
I
So a
didn't know
lot
that
of
was the
times
name.
it's just a programming language. So
Replit, cult, what is it? Replit, Bolt, Cursor,
yeah, it's
all
all
those
the same
IDs,
thing. So
lovable.
if you hear IDs, that's all they are with agents attached to them. And they're getting really popular right now. But just keep that in mind as you're building.
Heck
So
yeah.
as we're going through this is important to know all these different things. I wanted to throw this in. I said this in the other video, but especially before like agents came on the scene earlier this year, a lot of people that were saying, I'm using AI. In fact, a lot of them were just using machine learning.
Mhm.
And the buzzword of AI was around so much. We don't have to in this conversation, but the nuances of like what machine learning and what AI is very different. So a lot of people were saying like, oh, this is AI, but it's really machine learning. So if you want to learn more or see examples, I just want to put that in there. A lot of times, remember, look at under the hood or read the documentation of these different platforms or what people are using, because a lot of times it is very sexy to use the term AI,
Mhm.
and it might be AI, but it might not be. You've got to understand what they're doing and how they're using it and all of those things. So that's the rundown of, and I think this was good. We talked about the blockchain, talked about all of this. We talked about also artificial intelligence, talked about machine learning. Now, the question is how to get started. Now, this is where
Mhm.
we're going to be talking about Karima's new project and what I would be doing if I was Karima. I'm not her, but tell the good people what you're trying to do and how I would start today doing it. Do you want me to share your screen?
Yeah, you can share my screen. So yes, I'm building High Five. It's an app where your interests meet opportunity. It helps you save money, helps you make money and save time, and introduces you to new crypto and AI apps in a poppable way. And so the way that High Five works is that you complete. So okay, can I pitch like the bigger dream and then I'll show the MVP?
Fine.
Like
Yep.
the
Pitch
bigger
the big
dream.
dream and then talk
The
about
bigger dream is
MVP.
a bigger vision. So the vision is that like there is an app that it's like Tinder. There's another app example, but it's like Tinder, and you get on the app and you're just basically like you're able to like to swipe left and right your preferences, and so it'll be like one gotta go beach vacation, but it'll basically ask you fun questions to understand what your financial preferences are and what your competency with AI is. so they can give you recommendations based off of that and things that you would need. And so after you fill that out and you swipe, whatever, then a timeline with cards will come and it'll populate. It'll give you your high recommendation. And then there'll be other things that you can do along your journey and other apps that you can interact with. As you complete those cards, you get incentives, you can get kudos to other people, and other people in the app will see that, like in the community, almost like how Vimno is. You can see someone send someone money. You can see someone is how someone else is completing their wealth journey. Eventually, what I would love to happen is like you can copy someone else's wealth journey. Like if someone else is following it and like doing well with it, almost like copy trading, but you're like copying their lifestyle, like copying, like instead of selling a course is how I did it, just copying that. That's a longer term thing. But right now, the idea is to get you to the resources very quick and to get you to the resources that you actually will stay interested in. Because the thing about crypto, I can throw things at you, but if you love football, I may be able to like look at DraftKings. You know, I may be able to be like, let's go look at some of the sports bets on poly markets. And then you may be more interested. Or if you love, like, I love community and women's group, and someone like I may be high five, may be saying, hey, go to SheFi, go join this thing or whatever. It'll give you that curated experience. So this is the MVP. The MVP is mimetic questions. I have 31 questions. I already know it's too many, y'all. I'm taking them down. It's so many questions. So I have these questions and they lead to a timeline populated. So we'll go through the questions. The way that the questions work is that like this is work. So there's a database of 100 crypto apps that have been curated, tested, they work, they're not broken, they're not scams. Also, High Five puts you in front of real stuff and not scammy stuff. So it's a curated apps. And then also there's these questions that have a core reasoning in them and a core way to map to those apps. So that's what's happening on the back end. And the AI is taking your questions and matching them with the apps in the back. I will say that like I don't think this AI is as smart. So I have to like get help with better machine learning or whatever. And I don't know what it's called, but this will have to get better. So now you just answer questions. We'll say, let's get to know you. The questions are like, would you treat yourself to a front row ticket with concert seats or save for a luxury bed that feels like sleeping on the cloud? Okay, I would do this. So that may tell the app that you like to splurge or that you need to save. Like it will tell it different stuff and then it can make choices for you. So I'm just going to zoom through these. What's your saving vibe? Rainy days, I got to save for. What's your financial vibe? YOLO. Are you swiping latest apps or are you still figuring out how to close tabs?
As you're doing this, do you have all of these questions written down somewhere?
Mm-hmm.
Send them to me right now. Keep going.
Okay.
Keep talking to the good people, but I need you to send me this stuff right now.
Oh yeah, I'll send it to you.
Because I've got some things to think about as you're doing this. Okay.
Yeah, I have a whole like spreadsheet of how I map them out. Drop your email in the chat and I'll share the
I'm putting in my private chat real quick. I can't be having people message me.
You know what I'm saying? Not too much. Okay, so is crypto your playground, your curiosity, or your next adventure? This kind of tells you the level that they're on. Would you rather spend a bonus on a getaway or invest in a side project? This also tells what kind of project to put in front of you. Are you trying to see the group chat get rich? I'm all about the group chat. No, I prefer to move in silence. So this will tell the app, they want to see communities. Maybe they don't want to see communities. Right? I'm gonna go back because I do want to see communities. I'm all about the group chat. What describes your crypto journey? I'm curious. What feels like your vibe? Meme scrolls, learning something new, step-by-step hacks. Some of these questions need to be a little bit better, but once you see in the back end, you'll see like how I think they made a lot of it shorter. What topics do you want to learn more? I want to learn about side hustle, finance memes that teach me. See, it's already too many questions. God dang.
I know. Listen, you're the one who made these questions. I didn't do it.
This is supposed to be multiple choice too.
So as you're doing this, can I just tell you listen? What's the outcome? Fine. All right, go ahead. Do the whole thing. I'll stop talking. I won't say anything until the end. I'm not going to talk the rest of the time.
You can skip questions, I see. So I love this question. Do you know where your money goes or does it ghost you every month? Stuff like that. I feel like it's fun, but it would be way better as a meme. And if this was 30 memes that you swipe, this would have been done in like 3 minutes. Let's be real. But it's not. It's questions and it's a lot. And also, I don't think that I'm conveying the value at the end of the other question, which I need to add some onboarding screens. But yeah, look at me still clicking my life. Okay, here's the last one. So then it loads apps. So then it says, look, this is your experience. It needs to have like a card up here. It loads apps. It loads things for you to play with. Ideally, it would rank it by like beginners, whatever. Like it would rank it a little bit better. But still, this is not actually bad. So like I like community, so it put me in SheFi. Bags app. This is like a meme trading app. This is a community. It showed me another community. It showed me an easy AI agent community. It showed me early fans. Wow, a creator community for creators. I don't know what I clicked on, but it showed me things based off what I showed me an earn community called Task On. So it showed me basically things based off what I clicked on. And it's give me a whole timeline. Now this is too many answers. So this is the MVP of the MVP, y'all, and the developer's waiting on me. So I need to get back to him ASAP and reduce the amount of questions to probably like 10 questions, and then reduce the amount, like this page needs to look different. And this also doesn't have the branding or anything like that as a part of it. It's just supposed to be the basis. But ideally, instead of saying, here's a Notion link, hey, fill out this thing, here's your creative journey, here are the things you need to do. Because what you need to do and what I need to do are two different things, right? So that's high five.
Okay. Well, I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay. All right. So
All right now.
listen. I like it. I like it. Let us know in the chat what you think. I like the options of what you're trying to do. I think the language, a lot of people. Do you know who this guy Caleb Hammer is? Have you ever heard of him?
Mm-mm.
So he's a YouTuber. So do you know who Dave Ramsey is?
Absolutely.
Okay. So Caleb Hammer, I think, is like for like Gen Z pretty much. He does the same thing, but he speaks to a different audience, right?
Okay.
So the reason, let me bring this up for you. Let me stop sharing my screen. Hold on one second. I'm sharing my screen again. Let me do this. So let me do this window. Okay. So what you just described, Caleb Hammer does something very similar. He's talking to a different generation of people. And I think ones that are used to people using Tinder or using whatever, when they're used to that mechanics, it's just going to translate better for what you're trying to do. The same way as if you've ever heard of, have you heard of Fizz? The Fizz card, credit card? So the Fizz card, I really think it talks about students keeping the money right. And so their app is so much different than normal financial types of apps. And I think what you're speaking to with crypto, this is what it reminds me of what you're trying to do for financial literacy and everything like that. The thing I will say is what you're describing, I would be using either chat-based or a mini course to build out those different, because so if you've ever used mini, have you heard of this?
No, but I think that you're on this go. Yeah. Cause what I wanted to do initially is that it would have a set amount of wealth journeys.
Yeah.
So instead of it being like, whatever, it would be 5 archetypes, and you would be placing the archetype, and then based off of that, it would put you on a wealth journey. That is ideally what I wanted. And that's also the name of the AI agent is Journey. Like the agent, well, the one that I'll be building out later on is for high five is Journey. But I think you're on to what I'm on, but now I need to get like the light shown.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think you're really close to what you need. Hold on one second. Let me bring up link, tech overwhelm. Okay, side hustle ideas, right? Oh Lord, hold on one second. Oh, I had to bring it up. Hold on one second. Gotta get my links up. Hold on a second. Gotta switch back. But I'll show you the basics, and then we'll talk about it to show you an example. But if you're creating a mini course where you're creating avatars that they're going to end up at a very specific place, they can now understand who they are as a person, and then now have several different paths that they could go down. So you're limiting it, but you're ranking based on, hey, you're a splurger, or like you mentioned, like, oh, I don't care about the chat, I don't care about this. You're already giving them a number value of what that score means, and then they're going to a certain direction. And you can do that with form builders. You can do that with form builders, or you can be doing that with like chat based, but depends on the interaction that you want from what you're looking for, cards and everything. I would do the mini course generator like that.
Yeah.
Then I would just build out. Then when you're going for investments, when you're trying it out, This you can have done in less than 48 hours. You can have it, all the way built out. It's built, you have all of this information, and then you can go from there based on a score. If you want it more interactive and you're having all of these variables of as they're talking to you, great, just hook it up to Chatbase and then be able to export all the information. It's already given the power of, if you're whatever format you want to use, Claude or something, when they're having more real conversations. I really think you can do it with a mini course. I honestly think you could do it.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, because the ideally the app is what I would want, right? And a different, a way more cleaner, seamless experience. But to be the most impactful, I need to give the best experience, and that means that like that random generation is not going to be the best experience versus a curated journey is going to be the best experience. So it's still not the the bee's knees, but it's better than a generalized page of links, and it probably feels better than that. I was thinking of also like in the future ways that I could monetize this, like because what other AI wrapped apps do is they paywall the results. Like there's this app called Glow AI. You like do a basic ass it's undesigned survey, and they're making like 10K a month. They just started like maybe 2 months ago. And they got there after a couple of months, like maybe 2 months, and they started like scaling up through TikTok. But long story short, you fill out this form, you do a face scan, and then based off of that, it gives you a weekly recommendation of facial products for you, and you pay to unlock that. That's already done. What I'm doing has been already done. It's just that I need to do it for my niche now. Yeah. Like there's another one that I use called Zing. You fill out your workout, and I actually used to pay someone for this. I used to pay him $150 every 6 weeks for personalized workouts, and just that. And then he would respond, but just that. This app is $20. This app is $30 every 6 weeks for the same thing. And what they do is you fill out a form, form is annoying. It's a form, not even what I want. I still want swiping. It's a form. You fill it out, blah, 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 blah. And then they upsell. This one's really marketed. They upsell inside the form. Like they upsell nutritional plans, they upsell body scan, all kinds of stuff. But I just did the basic workout thing. I pay $8 a week for those workouts. I can curate and make any workout based off my goals. It doesn't give me stuff. My back, I have issues with, I like to do ab stuff and my back hurts. It never gives me stuff workouts for my, like that make my back hurt. It always gives me like the standing ab stuff, like it knows. And I'm paying so much less for that. So like this is already like a proven model with other businesses that are doing really well. I just need to show it for this niche, or be the first, or be the best, whatever, when it comes to, or the most popular, whatever, for this one, and see it through. Like,
yeah. What was the one on TikTok? What was it called?
Glow AI. Now,
you gotta put that in the chat.
Interesting, because I found that interesting because like when I went to research it, and I'll find it, I actually have it on my phone. When I went to research it, there was another Glow AI that was built by someone else that did the same thing a few years prior, but it wasn't there no more. And I couldn't find that person. And I don't know if it's the same person, but I tried to do my digging and I couldn't figure that out. But I'll send you the one that I have. I have 2 Glow AI thing on my phone. And I like how the workout app, it messages me about my workouts, checks on me, and then it also like syncs my music really cutely.
So that's cool.
Yeah. I'm downloading, I'm trying to download it to find the to get
I love it.
The link to send
No, dude, you gotta send it to in the chat. So like, for example, right? For a path, the 3 paths to success. We're going here. Okay, what industry are you in? Fitness, tech, whatever, right? What goals? I want a side gig. Great. Tried marketing? No. Whatever happens, right? I like to talk to people? Not at all, right? Now, when you're going through this, the only thing that's taking into consideration, like some questions are just the warm-up questions. We're just getting information. The ones that are actually graded are numbers, because it's going to give you a grade on what the outcome is going to be, right? Okay. So for you, if you're saying, based on your multiple choice or based on scales, you can put in, and you can ask chat how to create numerical values that would allow you to do this. But all of those different things now allow you to get a path or an output of 5 resources to start, or X, Y, and Z to start. After the 5, then they have to either do some kind of challenge or something that you know they're active members for you to give them the next quiz or the next thing, right? You don't have to plan out the whole thing, but you want someone, hey, you've got to tweet about us, you got to do this on TikTok, and then give them the next thing.
You can do that. This is with mini course.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Look, and then right here, like, get your results, blah, 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 to see your path. You know how they gate it right there. But it's not, again, this is all for, you don't have to pay. I'm just getting the path here for a second. But you'll see in a second, if you see how it's like, okay, here's your unique path. You're the presenter. You help people get better, right? Let me zoom in.
I like that. Oh, I do this all the time. My bad. I'm always like, what's
you're in the camera, bro. You're in the. Listen, I'll zoom in. Calm down for a second. but when you're right here, do the same thing. But no, when you're right here, guess what? Now you're saying this is what the person would be like. These are the options right here. Okay. And then right here, I just have a schedule call with us, because then I want them to do something paid. But now I'm giving them all of these different things. You can be doing that with what you need right now. I can give them a
page of links with this stuff.
Exactly.
I have right now.
Because you're already curating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I wonder how, because I have my links live on the Airtable, and I wonder how I could, because I am already curating. It's already ranked. How would the numbers rank in the background? Like,
tell me more about it.
Is it like everything? Is it like all things beginner gets 1 point, and all things, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, you could have it for based on, okay, so first you need to think about your destinations. How many personalities do you want to end with, right? Mm-hmm. And based on how many personalities, you have to have a numerical value of what would end up in what category, right? So if first is the 5 categories, so it's not saying a lower score is a bad person, but if they're this lower score, what would you have them gravitate towards? If it's a higher score, what would they gravitate towards?
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Okay. That allows you to build out your scoring system.
I would definitely make Claude figure that out.
See what I'm saying? So all the things we just talked about, it's like, this is what I'm trying to do. I have 5 different destinations based on my quiz that I'm giving them, or assessment. We need to X, Y, and Z. I need to have 15 multiple choice questions. Tell me what questions I would do and how would you score it. Boom. Then you just plug it into mini course generator. You can plug it into, I'm using Outgrow, that all calculate based on scores and calculations. And then it's just the score is calculated to this personality. So a frame of, if they score a 0 to 7, they're this personality. If they're an 8 to this is this personality. All of those things.
What are you using Outgrow for?
I'm using Outgrow to do all of the calculations like this, right? So
but then why not mini courses that would presents?
No, mini course, I could probably do the same thing. I just did Outgrow. Outgrow is so old, it was before mini course actually even was created. I think, and let me just check right now. I'm 99.99% sure you could do this with mini course. Let me just search real quick. Minicourse.com, calculator. Let's see what it does. Let's see. Customizing ending. Let's see what they're doing. I didn't look at their AI creator that they now have, but let's see. Customizing conditional cards, score cards. You want showers performance upon completion. You answer correctly. No. Create a scorecard or a badge. Okay, so this is a total. We want a different one. Let's see how much Outgrow is, because I know I can do it with Outgrow. And if you want to have 5 different types, let's see about this. Or yes, I see some in the chat, or I could just Google like form generators with calculators. I could do that too.
I guess Typeform, but the production, like the output of the Typeform page.
Pains you?
I don't want to use Typeform.
Well,
I
this is
guess
what an
that's what
MVP is.
a Typeform.
Oh, let me do this. Hold on. It might be Tallyform might be able to do it. Hold on one second.
I have Tally, but Typeform, I would use Typeform before Tally because Tally is like it's cute, but it's
Calculated has calculated fields. Then I would listen. Then I would do that. That's your challenge right there. I know you're going to be streaming for like 5 hours tonight. Do it. Do it with Typeform real quick, and have that for your community. I need that. I need to start putting it on this stream right now.
No, I definitely could. Now I gotta figure out what the hell I'm gonna do with the dev that was.
Don't worry about it. Listen, what? Listen, this is Facebook. Listen, you need an MVP, and then what's your goal with MVP? How many people need to take it? What are you proving? How much data do you need to now come to an angel investor for a VC to pay you? Like, you need to think about. Don't worry about the dev. The dev can show up later when you need to do version 2. You need to start validating, getting what you need now, so you can get to that next level. The dev is going to be fine. He's chilling.
I mean, he don't care. I mean, not that he don't care. He's doing it for free. He was like, I did this like in an hour or two. So it's not like, but I like them. I want them involved. I want to learn. Well, a big part of me talking to them is also understanding how dev shops work. I know how devs work. I know how not to get cheated from them, but I still would like to learn how they would estimate for this kind of project.
Don't even get me started right now about dev shops.
Because I know.
Don't even get me started. Okay.
I already know how they be taxing, but I mean, ideally, like to raise, I need a budget. I need to know how much money I need.
Listen, we'll talk about it. Listen, if there's someone in the dev shop business and down below, we're just going to be honest with this. The reason no code and all this stuff popped off was because dev shops love the margins on top and killing people. I'm just gonna be honest. So if you bring a more organized structure of what you need from them, you can counter their estimates, or they can be more lean in what they suggest. The less you know, they put a tax on that. I'm not saying that's a wrong thing, especially if you have to do so many iterations, but dev shops need to have a certain margin above for the dev shop to make money. The margin that they're charging because they're probably outsourcing or they have overhead having their own dev team. So all of the float, all of those percentages add up to the end customer a lot quicker. So if you have an MVP that's making money, either you can find a dev shop or they can do this part of their portfolio and they're dropping the price. But the prices are obscene with some of these dev shops. And I ain't mad at you. You got to do overhead costs and all those things. But the more you understand what you need for your product, the better aligned you can predict how much you should be charged if you understand those things. I cannot tell you how many times a dev shop that I was trying to do a custom streaming app, I saw a dev shop that was going to charge $15K, $35K, and $100K, and none of them could articulate why one would charge more than the other or why they're charging less or more than the other. Okay?
It's never fresh.
So, you just got to think about for yourself. I think if you do something with Typeform, you do this, and this is great for the audience too. A lot of people are quick to be like, oh, I'm going to solve this with AI.
I can use images with Typeform. I can use memes with Typeform.
See what I'm saying? And you see what we're saying? You're doing this as an MVP. We're talking about it. Get all that data. And now if you're going to an investor and we're trying to raise, think about all the other points of data to validate why they should pay you a certain amount with your rounds that you're raising. But also too, we've worked with startups that using Chatbase and using we used another form builder. They got their first funding just by using form builders before their app got done.
What is Chatbase? What is the difference between Chatbase and ChatGPT?
It's a great question. So Chatbase is going to allow you to do a couple things. You're going to be able to embed your own chat window or chat experience on your own branding, so it won't be associated with it. The other thing is too, if you want to have more actions associated with, if you're getting leads, you can now, before you give the final answer, take the lead and then it can go, you can do automation with it, right? So you can bring it into Slack, you can add it to whatever you want. So I would just say it's a plus. You're building your own. I mean, they're saying it on the page, a custom GPT, you're building your own. basically.
What's the difference between this and an agent?
The difference between an agent is, that's a great question. It depends on what kind of agent you're using and what kind of useful thing you're doing. For example, like I'll give you an example. Let me bring up, and if you're watching this on replay or watching this wherever, especially Mr. Hackathon, let me give you this Chirp AI. Let's see, think about this agent. You know, the problem with all of these companies, how they spell their startups are ridiculous. Hold on. Chirp, how do I spell this? Hold on.
They really do. It do be weird.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like remembering someone's old username before Facebook made them change. And it's like,
yeah. Okay, now I got it. Okay. So an example, if we're going to go with the same exact one over and over again, right? So Chip would be an example of, basically, it's saying build a private workspace of an AI agent. It's a wrapper just so you can now also charge for it. See what I'm saying? Like,
hold on, what's that? We'll go back. What is that? Build a private workspace of AI agents in minutes.
People like to be real. This is what I'm saying. People want to be real cute with these things. It's a chat bot that you can charge for it. That's all it is. It's giving you the ability to now hook up payment processing to it. Let's not make it, well, sure, if you want to say it, whatever you need to say to sell more, I got you. But it's a chat bot that now allows you to take payments with Stripe and everything else like that.
Oh, that's
you see what I'm saying? So when the reason, the semantics we're talking about with an AI agent, what it's going to be able to do, the reason this is now quote unquote like an AI agent is similar to what you were saying. It can now take actions beyond what it's doing, right?
Yeah.
So it is a custom GPT, but now it's technically an agent because now you can do actions.
It's a weak ass agent though, right? Because it's not a good agent if it can't fix my problem. Like if it can't go and if the agent can't file a ticket for me to be addressed or file a ticket for another agent to solve that ticket, that's it. Now we agentic. Now we're talking. That's my favorite word now.
now you're throwing it out. Now you got everything with that. You could, if it has a way to do webhooks, I guess you could still say it. When it flags this error, it can then do a webhook to do whatever. I hear what you're saying.
What about Flowise? Couldn't Flowise have an agent that it gets tickets and then it checks that agent, decides how to deal the ticket, then the other agent's like, oh, have you made a ticket yet? Then it go makes a ticket in Jira, or you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you could do all that stuff with Flowise. Listen, I'm just saying you could do that with Flowise, but you need to get a form done. Don't worry about what Flowise doing. You see what I'm saying? You're trying to do this 10,000 steps before. Just get this done and start making money.
It is 10,000 steps.
Okay. But I think this is a really good thing for people to see, because I think a lot of people think like, I just need AI to do X, Y, and Z. I'm like, wait a minute. Do you have any customers? Can you validate this? Are we just trying to get, signups? Are we just trying to get this data to then get validation? A lot of these other tools can work. And if you listen to what Karima just said when we were talking about scoring it, she's like, I'll just have Claude do it. Well, now you're leveraging AI in a way that allows you to speed up whatever you need to do for the market.
The way the spreadsheet is set, when you see it, you'll see how Claude, like I had my own, I think you can see like, I had like the raw questions on my own sheet, and then I gave it to Claude, and then the updated questions is like the output from Claude. So I literally can rework it, talk to it, let's reduce it.
Yeah.
How many questions are realistic? I mean, now that I can use memes, I can still keep the same, maybe not the same amount, but like if they're just clicking a meme, yes or no, meme or this, then that would be a lot easier. It's going to be more of a creative project for me tonight, like to find the fun memes. But I did plan on streaming like for a few hours tonight.
See, come on now, you're gonna do it right now. Don't pretend like there's that much work.
I was planning on streaming for a few hours, so yeah, I was gonna do that, and I was gonna like start playing with. I was gonna make a no code like AI agent, like dating people. Like I'm thinking about think about marketing, right? What is the next emotional play? It was just Christmas. The next one's Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah.
So I'm making love agents on all of the platforms. I'm like every platform I'm making a love agent. I'm trying to figure out what it does. I think it's gonna be like a dating coach or like a matchmaker type of thing. I know I can do the dating coach thing easily because it's just a Telegram chat. I'm gonna go download some dating books and upload it to us to this knowledge, and it's gonna work from those dating books. But that's what I planned on building tonight. But now I need to do both. I can do one left. Like the
Listen,
agent, that's not
put a
going.
timer. Put a timer. You can knock
I'm on
this
Neuro.
form out in like, yeah, you can knock it out in three
Yeah. My former girl is
cycles.
what I do. And then like, yeah, tomorrow I work. I may need to, and my sister's still home. I guess it's time to leverage some babysitting.
See, that's right. Knock this out. Knock this out.
Yeah.
See, this is good. This is what I'm talking about. But I think for people looking, we're gonna connect the stream when you start streaming for people to see and what's going on. Well, see, now you can listen, McD, you're doing too much right now.
For
Okay.
me?
No, I got people in my chat. Well, that's great. That's great. But other things, go support Karima. All right.
What's up?
The link is in the section down below. She has her own no code community for crypto, for AI, all of those things. Remember, this is for you to get to your goals using these different platforms. So let us know in the chat what you're trying to create. What do you want to see more of? More videos like this? Or if you want to talk more about Flowise, creating AI agents, or creating your own workflows for your idea, let us know. All right, everybody, make sure that you like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.
Yay.